It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the aggressive new show with Let's Be S3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna and Theas. Oh, I missed y'all. We are back. What feels like forever, but kind of not, because it's only been like one weekend, I think, but still. We're back. I feel good. I didn't take no nap or anything, but I still feel good. Cooking my pulled pork. Slept until 6 o'clock this afternoon. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that.
Ooh.
But I did sleep though. And welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
All right, Theas.
Doing pretty good. Trying to get used to this. This is a different look for me, man. I'm just let y'all see quite how rotund I am, and I'm not really feeling that, you know.
Oh,
Oh, you're looking good, man. Don't worry about it. You're looking
you
good.
are.
You're looking good. Tracy is running a little late, but she did say that she is coming. So Tracy will be here. So let's see who we already got out there. So Vicky started off this whole thing confused, and I love when these people text at me. 8 o'clock, a whole hour before the show even starts. Like, okay. But Anna set us straight that was last week that we took off, but we're back. Anna's also saying, I have 2 devices now, LOL. Don't you chat. Okay. Yeah, Mickey.
I can chat.
So I'm confused too. But Mickey is saying hello to all of us. Hello, Mickey.
Hello.
Hello.
To today's show, we're gonna chill out and we just gonna laugh and we just gonna enjoy ourselves until Thea start talking. And then we'll go back to laughing and everything, and then Thea's will take us down a dark road, and then we'll laugh some more, and then we'll just keep going back and forth.
Man,
That's how we do.
It just took you just moments to throw him right under the bus.
Yes, that's just what happens. That's what Marlon does. It's okay. I understand that what interests me does not interest Marlon. So I guess I'll have to start talking about mayonnaise again or something.
No, we first of all, we have a lot of interest. We're all on the same page. And the only reason I'm doing it is because just to give you a heads up that tomorrow we are going to talk about that committee meeting. We're just gonna look at the highlights because old boy in the beginning was giving a speech and I was like,
can we skip over the drone parts?
Yeah, we're just that speech at the beginning. I'm already just looking at him like, okay, dude, I would need you to just get into the meat and potatoes. If there is some, can we get into it? And of course, who had the meat and potatoes? A Republican.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
But here's the funny story about it, because somebody they either emailed me or instant messaged me about Liz Cheney. And it was so funny because it's like, well, Liz really did put a lot of stuff out there. Do you think she's in any kind of danger from stuff like this? And I started buzzing out laughing and I went, her father shot somebody in the face and got away with it. Liz is the safest person on that board. Like,
actually, and she's been in danger since the moment that she stood up for herself. So this ain't gonna make it no worse.
Not gonna do a thing. Not gonna do a thing. Cheney's are one of those people that just like, and I even told my wife, I was like, when the dude shot when he shot the dude in the face, that was the shortest news coverage I ever seen. I honestly think it lasted a week.
And then he had to come back and apologize.
And then the funny thing about it is, I think it was so, Anna, it was so short, it just seemed like they was talking about it as they got a memo that said, all right, y'all need to cut this shit out now. So, okay, so we're going to go talk about sports and the weather and anything but this. So we're going to move on. So anyway, I digress. We're going to get into all of that tomorrow. So today we're just going to chill out and laugh and just have a grand old time. So, Diaz, you know that whole thing I like to say that for some reason I can't remember, hearts and minds and things like that.
I realize, I'm getting real rusty with the church lingo.
Really?
I am. But if all hearts and minds are clear, I mean, that's what you're hitting on. But like, it doesn't roll as naturally as it used to. I haven't been in my most active indoctrination upload, So.
When all hearts and minds are clear, let's get this party started. Did hell freeze over because I thought Cheney did a great job and I never thought I'd say that about her. No and no, because this is This is old school Republican at its finest. We're so dark. I ain't gonna say indoctrinated. I don't even want to use that word. We have been so used to the last 5 or so years, going on 4 years.
You talking about how long the Democrats have been boring?
No. I'm talking about the trumpets.
Oh,
We have been so used to the nuances and the talking points of these trumpet people out here now that we forget that this is old school Republican. This is their version of hardcore fighting back.
I don't know, man. You know. Okay, so first to frame it, keep in mind, I get annoyed with the whole Democrat Republican thing because I think we keep missing what the issues really are, you know, because they're both really wealthy, boring, privileged people. So, like, Cheney stands out because she's bucking her whole party, but she's still a horrible person. And yeah, she did her little presentation and it was decent, but if it wasn't for the anticipation we have for this thing on our side, the anticipation that we have for it, we would have been bored by her too. It's just, but when you compare her to whatever the guy's name is, who's like
Benny Thompson,
that guy, you know, he's like and we're going to move on to, you know, so you got to look at what you're comparing it to. Like, if the Republicans are running the show for real, like the real Republicans, the nut jobs that are out there right now, they would have had so much more flash and so much more power, and they would have shoved this junk down our throat everywhere you looked. It would have been in front of you, and we on some, well, let's wait a week and let it soak in.
Think about the difference between Benghazi and this,
right? Yeah. Like I told somebody before, I was like, so was that it? I said, oh no, this is a mini series now. You're gonna have to tune in. You're gonna. I mean, it is. It's a mini series. It's a TV show, and I don't mean to downgrade it like this. I really do think it's important, but it is a ABC special. It's a mini series. You remember those old ABC mini series that went a whole week just to see who the killer was? That's all this was. That's all this is going to be. So if it works, it works.
And not only that, but I mean, like, they're doing this.
Hello, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy. Okay. The way they're rolling it out, it makes sense. You know, you start off with tell them what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. I mean, that's effective communication.
This is court.
Yeah, opening statements.
That was the opening statement.
Right. But my issue with it is the people that you're trying to engage, because you're not trying to convince the people on the right. You're not. Okay. This is all a political. There's real substance to it, but it ultimately is going to be treated as a political activity because, one, the Democrats turned it into a political activity, and two, the Republicans will make sure that you see it that way. So I'm like, if that's where we are, and you're just trying to build the momentum, so to speak, to, one, shame the Republicans, two, shame the DOJ, and three, get your base more motivated to vote because they see that you're actually trying. I'm just like, why spend so much? Why wait a week? I don't get that part.
Well, you also got to remember that we still live in a society of TikTok and shorts and bite-sized information. So,
yeah,
you know, you may have to do stuff like, yeah, we're going to give you bite-sized chunks because nobody's going to want to sit here for 3 to 4 hours.
I'm with you, but I'm like, go ahead. I'm sorry, Anna.
sorry, just the next episode is going to be Monday morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my cynical mind looks at this and I say, first, the first installment was Thursday. Okay.
Hmm.
It's not that you're trying to give it air to breathe. It's that you don't want to work on Friday. So you don't hold the Friday session because you want to go home,
You want your 3-day weekend.
right? You want your
Mhm.
3-day weekend when it's not even a holiday. You know you're going to do it again next week because it's Father's Day and Juneteenth where you're going to pretend like you care about it. So it's really that these people are so lazy and so privileged that they don't work on Fridays. So we're going to wait till Monday. Okay, cool. But I'm like, in the meantime, I look at the Democrats and I'm like, well, what do they always do with these situations? They hand it off to someone else to do the real work. So they're trusting CNN, MSNBC, CBS, and all these people. They're trusting them to do the work for them, whereas the Republicans would never do that. But
They've always sucked with messaging. Always.
always, they're too smart. They're too smart, and their base. Well, you know, the two different bases, right? So you got the Republican base, which is just like scare me and tell me that I'm the best. And that's all you need to do with them. Like you just treat them like a toddler and tell them about the boogeyman. And then on the left, it's scare them too, but your messaging has to be more full because we are going to demand details.
Right.
And we all are listening for something different. So the messaging gets boring. Like Republicans are like, you want a sports car. Democrats are like, let me tell you about the drive transmission.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm.
You want a Lamborghini?
Let me tell you about fuel efficiency.
We got good looking seats.
Have you seen how far these seats recline?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this air is really, really good in this car. What car? That car.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
All right, let's hold off on that because that was a whole 15 minutes we could have used tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get started with I want y'all to listen to this. It's really short. I want y'all to listen to this and try to help me out to, did I hear what I thought I heard?
Welcome to r/Ask Reddit, where we answer the question, what's the worst date you've ever had? Our first reply is from Generic Supervillain. We were on a date, and we'd been seeing each other for a while, close to a year maybe. She gets a phone call. Suddenly, she looks destroyed. Her fiancé has just died in a motorcycle accident. And then
Marlon, what's wrong with you, man?
What's
wrong with you, man?
What?
We're gonna have to revoke your internet privileges. I'm on my worst first date with somebody else's fiance, and he dies in a motorcycle accident, and it's Sunday, and my mom just had surgery and my dog has a urinary tract infection and I don't understand why I'm allergic to bee stings.
You know what? This is the funny thing about you, Diaz. This is the funny thing about you. And it's an insult, but it's not an insult. You have more respect for society than you're letting on. Because you honestly don't think people are, you do. You honestly think people are not this stupid or this bad or this corrupt or this sad. It all got to be fake. And I'm trying to tell you, dude, they are that damn bad. They are that bad. And you keep, no, That's fake. There's no way you would. Yeah, they would.
In my defense, I didn't say it was fake.
No, you and the bee sting. All of a sudden, I got stung by a bee. For some reason, I'm allergic to honey now. It's like, what? It's possible. These people are not everybody. There's just some garbage ass people in this world. They just are. They're just garbage.
There are also different kinds of relationships than just two people.
Yeah, but her fiance died in a motorcycle accident. So, the hell you want to date? You got a fiance. That's I don't know what structure.
An open relationship.
Structure. If it's open relationship, why are you engaged, man? Y'all got a wonderful relationship.
I get what Anna is saying, but here's my thought. An open relationship, if there's three people, all three people need to know there's an open relationship.
So wouldn't that be his fiance too?
If this is the situation, no, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Now, there are primary relationships, secondary relationships, whether this is a poly relationship that everybody is in one relationship together, or does everybody have their own connections?
Okay. Well, to all those poly and multi and all of those, I respect the fact that that's the relationship that works for you. I'm still going to come with these jokes because I still think it's crazy. So if it offends you people out there, you're going to be offended.
But my deal, Anna, was one person in whatever the relationship thing you're talking about did not know. In other words, you can't have an open relationship with lack of knowledge.
Well, it doesn't say that anybody didn't know.
How do you know? Right.
Your little weird scenario you just gave us doesn't say that anybody know, because he's just like,
you have information we don't.
I'm on a date with this dude's girlfriend, fiance.
Let me see if it says more.
Welcome to r/Ask Reddit, where we answer the question, what's the worst date you've ever had? Our first reply is from generic supervillain. We were on a date, and we'd been seeing each other for a while, close to a year maybe. She gets a phone call. Suddenly, she looks destroyed. Her fiancé has just died in a motorcycle accident. And then beneath that, Blue Cheese replies, how do you even react in that situation? And Vader's dry cleaner replies, losing two guys in one night, you've got some bad luck. And then Camping Critter says, that's okay, I still have a couple more. Man.
I mean, yeah, she's got backups. Obviously, she got backups.
So it doesn't flat out say that, no, I didn't have any knowledge that she had a fiance. But my speculation is, why would you share this if you had knowledge that the woman you've been dating for a year, and you're making sure that I've been dating this woman for almost a year, and now she's sitting across from me distraught because her fiance died?
Well, hey, wait. What if he was knowingly? I'm speaking on a traditional relationship, folks. All right. Sorry, I don't know all the ins and outs of the other stuff. So traditional relationship, but he is knowingly the other man. See, the fiance doesn't know he exists, but he knows the fiance exists. People cheat all the time. So he could be smashing her knowing full well that she has a fiance. And now it's like, oh man, he just died. Well, I'm just supposed to be, what I'm saying, your sticky icky man.
I'm supposed to be in and out of this.
So just understand, I don't want a promotion, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, right? I'm gonna slide you this $40. That'll cover at least my side of the meal, and I hope that this works out for you, But
wow,
I'm not, I that wasn't in the job description, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave. But good luck with that. Yeah.
Tracy, the only reason I know you're not frozen on the computer because I see your head moving, but Tracy, so
I can't get a word in edgewise. This man with him being a side piece, sit down somewhere. I can only deal with monogamy. That's all I can deal with. I can't with these polygamists, many people, sister wives. No, it's not. It's not for me. It's just not. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. It just doesn't.
Well, I always just put it in the category whatever makes somebody happy without putting anybody else in danger. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, do you?
I don't understand it, but this is one of those. If it makes you happy, do you? I don't have any issue with it. I'm not sharing my wife. I can tell you that off the damn bat. That ain't ever happened.
Yeah. I don't share. I'm selfish.
I'm selfish. All get out.
But what I think is funny though is like it's the evolution of things, right? None of this stuff is new, right? We just putting labels on it now. That's all. Like before, we had we just said that you were funny if you were gay, right? But now we've evolved, or discussion has evolved to include the fact that there are many aspects to what we used to call funny, right? So it's just the evolution of terms. Like we just keep throwing labels on things, but it's to help bring things forward that were just not acknowledged before, you know? But this one right here, yo, this was slick and he ain't in it. He like, yo, you know what I'm saying? For real, I just came over to play Xbox and now, you know what I'm saying, the man who was paying the electric bill, he did, your job can't pay for all this. You know, I'm not going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Look, your man just died. What is we going to do?
She got her somebody else. Come on.
Oh, and she got many backups.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the motorcycle man was. Motorcycle man might have been the food fiance.
That's the work husband. You don't know that. He's the work fiance.
Thank you, Tracy.
Okay. Told y'all this world is something else.
He over there at work folding and collating. Well, he ain't now because he dead on the motorcycle. But, you know, he should have had a car.
All the clothes are folded. If y'all going to insult Biden, can y'all do a little better?
Sustainable business model? Selling 2001 Chevrolet Silverado for $5,670. I'll give you $4,650, not a penny more, especially with a rebuilt title. Well, buddy, I'm not too concerned with what you would or wouldn't give. I'm not selling to you. You're not much of a salesman, buddy, but there's a seat for every ass. You're not much of a customer, but then again, I'm no dealership. Well, could have fooled me with that gouging Biden price attached to it. Well, at least Biden won. I wouldn't tell too many people that. Why's that? They might just buy your truck.
Huh? They might just... I don't get it.
Nobody does.
I'm just like, what?
That's the most terrible insult.
Is there supposed to be a joke somewhere?
I wouldn't tell a lot of people that because you might actually get what you was looking for.
Because apparently Biden people buy anything.
I'm like, I missed something. I definitely missed something.
If you're going to do an insult, please do better. At the very,
they don't have to. They're like elementary school kids.
No. This is not.
They'll just whatever it is. Their inside is like, well, Biden.
He didn't win. It was many folks in the river where somehow we read his name and knew it was true.
Too many children are being murdered senselessly because we can't get a control of our gun problem. Will Biden?
No, my favorite one is from that moron Jim Jordan. We're going to have a primetime show with the with the supply of baby formula. Then when somebody wrote right down below it, you talking about the bill that you voted against to fix that? Like, again, if you go to insult, make it make sense.
People who cover up sexual assault should really shut their mouths. That's all
I mean, they
will
vote
say about
against
Jim Jordan.
everything. I mean, their job is to be opposition, and people on the left are too lazy to think on the level to see through it. Because, like, literally, I mean, okay, the baby formula thing, you voted to not help these people out when we found out there was a crisis. When they're talking about the gun issue, they're like, well, it's mental health. But didn't you just vote against us funding mental?
Texas
Didn't your
just got rid
president
of
make
over
it easier for crazy people to get a gun? Didn't it?
Texas cut out over $300 million this year from mental health. So you can't use mental health.
Yes, they can, because they know people
Well, they
don't
can
do
use
that.
it. It's just
I mean, they
stupid.
can. You don't have to be smart, though. That's what bothers me. You don't have to be smart to be on the right.
No, even better if you're dumb.
Yeah, they're like gung ho anti-intellectual. Like, if you have degrees, they're mad at you, even though all of their leaders have Ivy League degrees.
I know, right?
What did I tell you? Just because you went to the school don't mean you went to class.
No, I'm just saying from the standpoint of they don't want their children to learn anything that didn't come out of the Bible. But they also don't want their children to learn how they themselves are contradicting said Bible. They don't want to have to listen to these so-called eggheads with all their fancy degrees, and yet the people that you are following have all these fancy degrees.
Well, fragrantly,
Like, they just live in irony.
I heard what you did there, Marlon.
What happened, Marlon?
I said so, but you have to understand, fragrantly, they doing this on purpose. So,
yeah, she said fragrantly. I'm like, oh, what does it smell like?
Well, I mean, this is just like her Peachtree dish.
No, that the woman who was next to Giuliani, no, that was a flagrant violation.
I wondered if she ever come back. I wondered, she's like, you know what, Giuliani, I believe in everything that you're saying right now. I'm never coming on stage ever again.
I can't talk about dudes that marry their own cousins. Like, man,
it was his second cousin.
I don't care. Second, third, fifth, 19th, 26th. No.
I don't know now. 26 cousin.
If I know it.
Are you really cousins?
He married his cousin.
Yes, he did.
Anyway,
that's
like grandma helped name both of y'all.
Yeah, so, that's what I'm like. Well, she named both of them. Okay.
Great grandparents, second cousin.
And then their kids are their own third. Man, I don't even want.
Okay, let me tell you. In my searching of genealogy, I have now come across basically all Europeans are related if you go back far enough, and so you will find the connection somewhere.
Inbreeding isn't exactly taboo.
But second cousin?
Nope.
Oh.
I need somebody from the outside.
Yeah, I would need somebody totally outside my family spectrum. Just,
That's why if I was ever from a small town, I'd never date.
Nope.
Oh, because you probably related to somebody.
Not at all. No. If there's 800 and under people.
And see, be lucky I didn't, Marlon, forward you that video of him cross-dressing with Trump in the video. You should be glad I didn't do that.
Oh, Tracy, don't worry. I got you tonight.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't kink shame, so you know, you
Look at him.
want
That's
to
not
throw
me,
on a dress, Rudy, then you put on your dress, buddy. But
Yep.
That
don't
ain't-
be dating your cousin.
He
That's just.
married her.
Don't be married and having kids with your cousin.
But he
That's
made
the
an
thing.
honest woman out of her because first he cheated with her.
What?
So
Right. His first wife.
yeah,
Yeah, he cheated on his first wife with his cousin.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
so he made it right.
You made an honest woman out of the person you cheated with.
Right.
Yeah,
Just like
he moved
Trump.
his mistress into the governor's mansion. We all remember, if you were living in New York, we remember when this happened.
And just like Trump, Trump
Yeah,
cheated.
but
Each of his wives is the woman he cheated on the prior wife with.
Melania and him ain't related. They're not second cousins.
Right, because
not
they
bringing
didn't
Trump into
truly
this.
believe in royalty. You see,
Stop.
Giuliani believes in royal ties.
Stop.
And if you
Mhm.
want to be
I don't
truly
want
royal,
I don't.
you marry your sister, cousin, brother, sister.
This dude, I'm
thing.
not going to bring in somebody who said if she wasn't my daughter, I would date her. No.
But didn't she throw him under the bus with her testimony? She ain't in his favor no more.
That's probably because he cheated on her.
He gonna cheat on the.
Theus, I'm moving on so fast. This next video is for Theus because he's skeptical like that. And I'm on the fence. Honestly, I really am on the fence. Is she lying or not?
I'm looking for a puppy for my girls for Christmas. They want something small, like a pug, mini golden doodles, or something like that. Anything miniature. These girls are my life. They've been through so much in so little time. They deserve the world. But I can't afford it, so please help me make this wish come true.
Then beneath that, someone replies, I donated to the GoFundMe that you set up. I got an update that shows you're up to $435 on there, so you could use those funds for a puppy. I would reach out to local rescues or the various humane societies. Then OP replies, I use that money for my October rent. My rent is, wow, $1,714, and my income is $1,664. Whoa! Hold on, what? 1664 income and 1740. Oh my god. This person is making $1,600 a month. And they decided that it's a good idea to go rent a place that cost $1,700 per month.
And then get a puppy.
No, I believe her. Let me tell you why. The rent is too darn high. Says the person who just experienced a $250 increase on her rent. Oh, I believe it. I believe every word. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why you get a dog in your rents that much, I don't know. But yep, I believe it.
I think one, she's okay. So, I'm gonna create a backstory. All right, she was happily married or had a steady relationship, and her income plus his income made the rent manageable. Plus, they had the children. So something happened in the relationship. Probably he realized she was stupid, so he left, and so that eliminated a sizable chunk of her income. So now she's in a position where she's upside down. Now, she's also a fraud because she sets up a GoFundMe for the purposes of the dog, apparently, and then uses that money for rent. And so that's dirty, one. But then you're going to turn around and go get another mouth to feed. That's stupid turd. So backstory, things happen and she gets put in this position, the situation, right? And then she's stupid and a fraud. There you go.
You created a whole backstory. Like, how do you know that she was she could have just been a lady that was just going from man to man to man. You don't, that mean She could have just
I
been
chose
dumb
to be
and.
more charitable.
How in the world is your story better, Tracy? You got this woman.
My story was more.
I'm just saying, he could have just
charitable.
said anything. She could have been. She could have had one. You know, children that are related have different last names. Happens all the time. Stuff happens. But I'm not gonna give her some backstory. Like, she was just dumb.
You just gave her a backstory.
No, I
Mine
said
was
you
way
must-
better than what you just did. I mean, I could have said that she was an exotic dancer, and
No, then she would have had
after
money
she
for her
had-
1714 rent.
and then she had an augmented surgery, but it wasn't a very good one. So now she's not getting tips like she used to. So her income has significantly decreased. So now a rent that she used to be able to afford, she can no longer afford because no one wants to see the lopsided job that she got.
She needs to advertise for a roommate at 1714 rent, and her income is 1600. Something wrong.
But
only,
she has
only
children.
on this show would the explanation be longer than the video.
How do they
Only
eat?
on this show.
How did they food pantries?
Yeah, they go to the food pantry or the church and get food.
A lot
Now
of
they probably ain't got no
live.
electricity.
Yeah.
No electricity, but I bet they got cable.
Steal the
That
net
wasn't nice.
neighbors.
Look,
That
the
wasn't
only
nice.
reason they probably pay for the electricity is to get the cable back.
Yeah, she needs
but
to,
I'm
or
just
he
saying.
needs to advertise for a roommate to like alleviate some of them costs, because that ain't smart. You in an upside down situation.
I agree.
I'm just saying the rent thing, like you originally said, Tracy, the rent thing, it can happen, right? There's a lot of ways you can end up in a jacked up situation because these people are ripping people off on their rent. But then you scamming folks and making dumb decisions like you're gonna go get a dog when you can't feed the children.
And they basically give dogs away at the Humane Society, don't they? Does it cost that much to get a dog?
It can cost.
$50.
My understanding, it can cost $50 to $200.
Yeah, that's
Depends
not a
on,
lot. She got $450.
And the 50 is to pay for the medical. It ain't
But
really
she used that for
$100.
rent. She used that for rent, folks.
I've been like, give me my money back, lady or gentleman, or whichever one you are.
All right, the next video right here. But by the way, we have a lot of people on here, and a lot of people that's watching ain't matching the like button. So can you please smash that like button for me, please? I would truly appreciate that. The more likes that we get, this is going to push the video out and get more people watching. So please hit that like button. We're going to go on to the next video, and I labeled it Just Pay and Shut Up, but I couldn't think of a better video other than that. Just pay and shut up, or shut up and pay. But just, if you're going to scam somebody, just shut up.
Hey, do you do video edits?
I do. What kind of edit do you need?
I just need you to stitch some clips together, add some music and some text as well.
Sure thing. I'd be happy to do that for you. What's the approximate length?
About 10 minutes. I also need it before 2. Do you think you could do that?
As in 2 p.m. or 2 a.m.?
2 p.m. today.
Wait, hold on. They're talking at 1:18 p.m., so the turnaround time on this is 40 minutes. I'm out on a walk right now, but I can run back home and start work on it in 5 minutes. I might have it done by 2 if I rush, but keep in mind it'll cost extra.
Okay, nice. Thank you. How much is it?
20 euros.
Are you kidding me? No.
I'm home now, and this price is only 5 euros more than my normal price.
20 euros for less than 1 hour's work is actually insane. You're exploiting me right now.
I'm charging more because this is extremely short notice.
Dude, do you understand how much I need this? I'm legit gonna get fired if I don't get this done. Okay, here's the video.
Okay, I'll get started on it, if you agree to my price.
You are literally holding me ransom right now. You're sick in the head if you think this is funny.
It's entirely up to you if you want to pay the 20 euros or not.
Okay, I'll pay you the money. Just get it done. Just add some upbeat music and add a title of Q3 Report 2021.
Okay, here's the video. My PayPal is blank.
Nice one, although I don't feel like paying.
Fine by me.
F you. Why did you lock the file, you little B-word? F you.
I'm sorry, I thought you didn't feel like paying. Even if you change your mind, your payments will be refunded.
No, F off. Don't do this. Just unlock the file, please.
And she sent this message at 1:59 p.m. And then at 2 p.m., OP replies, I don't really feel like it. What's so funny about this post is that down in the comments, OP points out that he originally sent the file unlocked. However, instead of just downloading the file, this woman decided to gloat to him about how she wasn't going to pay, which gave him the opportunity to go lock the file. So if she had just downloaded it instead of being a jerk, then she would have won. But no, she just had to gloat.
I'll go first on this one. Sometimes if you know you're gonna do wrong, deep down you know you're gonna do wrong. Just shut up and do wrong. Don't brag before you even got the product in your hand. Like literally, you could have downloaded, walked away, and everything else. You didn't even have to say anything to it. And that's what pisses me off the most was you literally could have just downloaded and ghosted the guy. Yeah, it's still slimy. I get that. But if you're going to be a scammer, go ahead and be a scammer, be a right scammer. You could have just ghosted the guy and been done with. No, you got to brag. I don't feel like paying. And then turn around and beg for you to. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody wants to be felt like a fool. Nobody. Some people are sickos around here, but
everybody plays a fool sometimes.
Just
no exceptions to the rule.
Listen, baby.
Okay, Anna and Thea's. This show is not called Duets.
Anna, you did great. You did great, Anna.
I didn't say Anna
You
couldn't
too,
sing.
Theus.
Thank you, Anna.
Anna dances to every song.
Every song, we know, but and I got
Anna,
so
don't
many
worry
songs.
about the Sour Patch Kids over there. Don't worry about them. We had it. We were doing it.
We were good.
That's right.
Y'all was a little offbeat, but okay. What you was saying, Tracy?
I don't know who's worse. The editor. Why would you do? Like I use Fiverr or Fever or whatever that thing is called, the app where you can hire somebody to do work. They always ask for payment first. That's usually the course of action. Why am I doing work for somebody that hasn't paid me yet? That doesn't work in my mind. I'm like, this person who I'm going to call Karen has decided that she's going to just at 148 that conversation took place, or 118 or whatever the time was. Needs a video. What you doing at your job that you couldn't do it yourself? I'd have charged her more than that personally. I'm like,
this was one of those people who took on a project and just remembered that she was the one that's supposed to do that.
It sounded like she was at work and had a project due by 2 and
just didn't do it.
Didn't want to do it.
But why would he take the? I guess I'm not trying to get at the guy who got the lady or gentleman or whoever. But why you gonna do it if she didn't pay you first? I wouldn't even.
That is weird.
I'm like, nah. You can't just go in the store and be like, hey, I'm gonna take this food. I'll see y'all next week. You know what they're gonna do to me? They're gonna tackle me in the store. They're gonna call the police, and we'll see how far that goes.
Well, I would take it even further back. I actually agree with you, Tracy, but I'll take it a little bit further back from a slightly different angle. Once the person's talking to you like that, you haven't done any business with this person. You have no relationship with this person. You have your fee, and then you presented them how much more, which is like the equivalent of like €5 more for rushing something that should take more time. And this person's being belligerent and rude and confrontational. Makes me think they on something, but that's just me. But you just don't do business. So I blame the business person here. Like, you had every sign in the world to say, this is not good for me, my brand, or my time.
And he still did it, or she still did it. Like,
So whoever the creator person is, that's on you.
I'm gonna edit it and go to the next video, but I'm not gonna fight you to do business for you that you asked for. If you're asking me to do business, we're gonna do business. This is my price, and I got thousands of videos that I've seen of this. Oh my God, that's high. That's my price. Oh my, you got to be kidding me. I'm cutting the conversation short. I'm not fit to go tit for tat with you when you ask me. This is my price. We're done with this conversation. There's not one person who's going to a BMW or Mercedes dealership and go, oh my God, the price is on low. No, because that's what it costs. You want it?
No.
Fine.
you know,
I mean, you use the car thing. You always negotiate a car, but like
negotiate
you said,
bacon. You can't.
But wait a minute. But I'll tell you
the
difference is there is no Mercedes dealership where I could go in and say, can I get that Mercedes at half the price that you got it posted at?
No, I agree.
And I've seen that on this. Oh my God, it's $20. I got $10 cash.
But that's the business person's fault.
Yep, they shouldn't even entertain that. Like, this conversation is over, and then block the number.
I'm done arguing with you. I'm not going to argue with you on my price, especially if it's my livelihood on the line. This is how I pay my bills. Why would I not negotiate with a stranger? By the way,
I don't care what the background is. That's like going into Wendy's being like, I want the 4 for $4, but I want to pay $3 for it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you want, but no.
I know what you want. That's interesting.
It's nice to want things.
No, but
really nice.
Goals are nice, but you still got to pay $4. Oh, and tax.
All right, we got some people out here who I titled this, dude, I don't even know you.
Give me your apartment. I am an international student who moved into off-campus housing. It is an apartment complex with studio apartments, single tenants, occupied by almost exclusively students at the university a couple of minutes away. The day after I moved in, a guy, the choosing beggar, knocked on the door. Following was the interaction. Hello. The choosing beggar shows me his phone. Is this your Wi-Fi? Yes. Is it fast? I guess it's 60 Mbps. Oh, alright. Huh? Okay, give me the password. What? I don't even know your name or who you are. I am choosing beggars from downstairs. Give me your Wi-Fi password. I am sorry, no. But my friend used to live here before you and he let me use his Wi-Fi. I am sorry, I can't. The previous tenant moved out a week ago and I haven't had Wi-Fi. Give me your password.
Apparently, I already showed this one before.
Yep, you sure did. Because I said this happened. Remember I said I had the neighbors who did the same thing to me? They did the exact same thing. Knocked on my door and said they wanted my Wi-Fi password. But he was a whole lot nicer than I was. It's
an illusion. Nothing to see here. You didn't see that video.
Mm-mm.
It was all...
And when he said nothing, his hand disappeared. Wow.
Okay. Well, we're almost cutting out on time anyway, so we'll just go ahead and get to the last one. Delusional people.
I used to work at a software company in downtown Boston. One of the best perks of the job at the time was the flexibility in hours. Many folks had regular work from home days. Myself, I knew I could drop my kids off at school, get into the office by 9:30, and my boss had no issue with it whatsoever. Others with kids had similar arrive late or leave early schedules depending on their childcare. After a few years, a new CEO comes in. She spends a month observing how the office works, then calls for a company-wide meeting. During the meeting, she tells everyone she believes that having a full office 8 to 5 is the most productive environment. And at the start of the next month, all work from home was canceled, and she wanted everyone in the office during those set hours. No showing up late or leaving early. A lively debate ensued, with discussions of there being very little warning, to please a flexibility, to concerns of making necessary childcare arrangements, especially given that in many cases, we couldn't adjust those times. Plus, commuting into Boston sucks. After listening to all these arguments, she finally responds with a long speech of appreciating the sacrifices everyone has to make to better the company. Everyone doing their part, blah blah blah. She ends it by saying, I understand where you're all coming from. Years ago, when my kids were little, my husband and I had to hire 3 nannies to cover all the times we had to work. I remember we all looked around at each other, speechless. It was also the moment I realized I would have to start looking for another job. When the millionaire CEO thinks hiring 3 nannies is a relatable example to her middle-class employees, it's pretty clear she's not going to change her mind. Our next reply.
Look, Elon Musk, you need to stop this. Stop doing this. Don't do this anymore. You can't, I mean, yes, she's the boss. She's the CEO. She ultimately has the right to say what the work schedule is going to be. However, sometimes you have to be flexible. So I would tell Elon Musk to, hey, look, the schools, we can't tell the schools what time to close. We have childcare issues. You don't pay us enough to hire nannies. So what we gonna do?
But you do have people. You gotta. It is their fault, and it isn't. And I'm gonna say the part about it is their fault, because if they really wanted to get to know different societies, different cultures, different classes, things like that, yeah, you have to go out of your way to learn it. But still, you can learn it, and you chose not to. But you have people who have been at this class damn near since birth. Like there are people out there that can't understand saving for money, because they never had to save for anything. They want something, they buy it. That's it. That's their transaction in a nutshell. They ain't saving for anything. You have people who their shopping is to send somebody to shop for them. You have people who, honestly, when they want to go on vacation, they don't get plane tickets. They jump in the private jet and just go. By the way, to wherever they're going, they already got a home there too. So they're not getting a hotel room. They're just going to their other house. This is how they grew up. Again, it is what it is. But some people don't understand the other way. I truly believe that this woman thinks, well, maybe you just need to go out and get you a nanny or something like that. Because for them, yeah, it's that easy to go just get somebody and hire them. Now, why the hell you got to get 3 nannies?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
I think they're just so uppity that they have 3 kids and every child gets their own nanny. But there's people like that. They don't mean no harm. They're not degrading anybody. They're not putting anybody down in it. They're just so separate from reality of the real world that they don't grasp working class people. And that any problem that these people have can be solved by money.
Any problem most of us have can be solved with money. We just ain't got it.
Well, that too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like this. Like, if you find yourself in this situation, folks, your options are pretty thin. I know how, like with me having young children, that's devastating for your job to do something like that. But it's like this: if you've been on a job for more than a year, then you go ahead and file for a leave of absence, and then you go get another job. If you haven't been there for a year, if your job actually lets you have vacation time, just start using it all up. Take the write-ups as they come, and go get another job. Um, it's not easy to get another job. It's not easy to move to especially when you're under duress. You know what I'm saying? But you can't stay there. You can't, because if you try to make it work with your current daycare, you're hitting penalties because you can't get there in time to pick them up. Your kids are now stuck in daycare for 2, 3 hours longer than they normally would, because now you have to drop them off earlier than you were doing before. It's just, there's so much that goes into it. Now, at the same time, though, that's the curse of being an employee. Your job can be a jerk, and I mean, it's just what it is, you know. So you can do a work stoppage. There's a lot of things you can do, right? But at the end of the day, you gotta get out that job.
I'm gonna piggyback on one of the things that you did say, Theus, and I mean this because anything that I'm about to say is not easy. Let me just preface that from the beginning. I'm not gonna make it seem like, oh, just go blah blah blah, because it's so simple. It's not gonna be simple. But what I will say is this: please stop putting your job first. And when I go back, what I said it, why I'm saying that is because of what Thea said. You're not going to make this work. You're not. Chances are your household is going to suffer. And if you're the person that says, I got to work because I got to put food on the table and clothes on the back and keep a roof over everybody's head and everything else and blah, 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 all you're telling me is you have to work. What I'm telling you is, yeah, you do have to work. That doesn't mean you have to work there. It just means that you have to work. And if you have to rearrange, and I don't mean to get on my soapbox when I say this, but when you have to rearrange your lifestyle to make a millionaire and a billionaire, more millions and more billions, you got to stop. I stopped listening, and I shouldn't. I'm working on myself. I am not perfect. I just get sick and tired of hearing people, the job is stressing me out, and I got to see a psychiatrist, and I got to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I warned you. I warned you that during the pandemic, this was the time to go find that job you didn't think you was going to get, because they are desperate and they are hiring and they are better than what you have now. The door is closing, if not already closed. So
Well,
now,
Marlon, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I'll say, so here's where, a little bit of pushback on my side. I get what you're saying as well. But like, it's kind of like someone being in a relationship that no longer suits them properly. You can know that it's not the best situation for you, and people can tell you all day long that there's a better relationship out there waiting for you. But that relationship doesn't exist, right? Just like that job doesn't exist. It doesn't exist until you have it, right? So that transition period, it could be devastating. And so focusing just on the job spot, like if you're making, this isn't in any way derisive. I mean, it depends on where you live, skill sets, all those different things. But if you're making between $30,000 and $40,000 a year, there's a lot of jobs you can switch over to. Now, unfortunately, when you switch over, you'll probably end up in another job that has either the same problems that you leaving or something similar. And what you'll get is maybe a couple of months where you're not dealing with it because of the honeymoon period, but eventually, that's what it is. At that band of pay, that's kind of what you deal with. And then let's say you get a better job, right? And it's paying you between 50 and 70, right? Well, that's less easy to go and replace real quick. So leave the job because somebody's doing like this to you. How do you function, right? That's why people who make like six figures are so miserable, because yeah, they make six figures and you look at it and be like, yo, you make six figures. How are you out of money? Because I don't care how much money you make. If your standard of living is what it is, and that money drops, going from 100 to 80,000 a year is just as devastating as going from 50 to 30. It's like,
I got two pushbacks on two of the things that you said. First of all, if you're making six figures and you still have a six-figure lifestyle, that's you. Nobody said that you
that's not fair.
It is fair.
No, it's not.
Why? Why do you
Six figures is not a big number.
Why do you have to live the lifestyle of every dime that you have in your bank?
Because it's not necessarily that simple. You make six figures. Let's say six figures is 100,000, right? Just as an entry point, 100,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you have three or four kids, whatever, right? Before you were making that amount of money, you weren't able to make sure that they were able to do like band camp and do the science stuff and get them a tutor and do all the extra things to position them to be in a better position when they graduate, right? You couldn't do that before. You didn't have the money for that. So now you do, so you put that money to work there. Instead of driving a Nissan Altima, you might have an Infiniti, right? So people will look at you and say, well, now you get the Jordan discussion. Well, you didn't have to have Jordans. You could have got these Reeboks. The money I'm saving ain't really switching nothing. So really, you just browbeating me because I make more money. So it's like there's a point. Now there is a point where it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? You making $500,000 a year, perhaps, and just pick that number out of the air. If you are like this close on your money, that's because your priorities may be a little screwed. But $100,000 a year, they can suck that out of you so fast it ain't even funny. The taxes are gonna knock you silly. The housing that's gonna knock you silly. Your family members, if you making 100,000, guarantee you your family's not. So, was you gonna let them starve? You're not gonna help them out. You know, we want to make more money so we can help people. So you probably have your mom that you sending a couple extra $100 over here. You got your brother, you might be sending him a little something. It looks big until you live it. That's what I would say.
And my deal is this. I remember us holding a conversation of if you won the lottery and it's $1 million, would you quit your job?
$1 billion.
No,
we brought it down to $1 million.
Oh yeah, because y'all think low. Okay, yep, that's right.
You won $1 million, would you quit your job? And not one person said yes.
I did.
No, I did, because there's no way I'm quitting.
No, wait. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Marlon?
Would you quit your job if you won $1 million?
I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
There's no way.
There's no way in the world I would quit my job at $1 million. No.
Because the government's going to take half. They already getting theirs.
Well, they're going to take a quarter. So let's just say they're going to take a quarter. So you're now down to 750,000.
Right.
So
wait a minute, you don't live in states where they take half?
It's usually about 40%. So I'm with you, Tracy. I feel you.
Okay.
So you're down to
750,000.
No, that's still a quarter. So
it's semantics. So let's say
it doesn't matter.
Right. Okay.
Let's keep it at $1 million. So just to make it simple.
Okay.
So my deal is, why would I quit my job if I have $1 million in the bank? Could I do more with it? Sure. But now my money that I'm making at the job is going into straight up savings. I'm never going to touch that money at all. It's just straight up savings.
That's one way to approach it.
That's one way to do it.
Now,
wait a minute. Let me finish. Now, here is the alternative. Or I live like I'm a millionaire.
Nope. That's
not the alternative.
That is the alternative.
No, it's not.
Like, that's exactly what I said.
Have you ever watched that show where they talk about dumb people that won the lottery and how they lose their money, like living extravagant lifestyles, and they go way above their means?
That's what Marlon
I got
said.
$1 million, so I buy a $500,000
dollar house. That dumb. Nope.
You live
I
like
agree.
a millionaire because you got
Yeah.
$50 in your bank account. You want millions of dollars, so you're $1,000,050. I'm a millionaire.
But okay. But Marlon. All
Go
right.
ahead.
Let's say you make $50,000 a year.
Okay.
Would you quit your job for another job that pays you $70,000 a year?
It depends on the job.
It really does.
No, let's not play semantics. So
No, it really
same
does.
job, same, everything's
Oh, okay.
wonderful and fruitful and rainbows and unicorns. So you make 50 and they're gonna pay you 70 to do pretty much the exact same thing.
Yep.
No, because there's a lot of. Well, you asked Marlon. You didn't ask me.
You said no semantics, no tricks, right?
Right, because I mean, like when we doing this million thing, because I'm going somewhere with it.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, would you take the better? Would you take the better job?
That is out. Yes, I would go for the 70,000 over the 50.
Nope.
And why would you do that?
Because it's paying more.
Okay, so here's how I approach the $1 million. Okay, my goal is not to continue to work whatever job that I have. I would rather be building a business. So if you're giving me $1 million, I can now go ahead and pay myself my same salary, if not more, while building something that I enjoy, that'll actually grow, that'll actually have value built into it. So I'm not saying take $1 million and go run off to the beach and never work again, because the numbers don't work out. What I'm saying is there's an option, like you guys were saying, take it, invest it, make it grow. Continue on your job. You got your benefits, you got the job site that you're already comfortable with, you got all the things, you're good, but now you know the money's never going to be your frustration or concern. And then you have people like me who view it from a different angle. I would say this is my opportunity to actually grow my vision, which is to work for myself and employ other people. So now I can actually make more money doing that, and I'm able to replace my salary in the meantime. Neither one of these is wrong, but I'm just saying that getting $1 million doesn't mean that I'm just gonna, kick my feet up and drink my ties until about 4 years from now, and then I'm broke.
All the time, and all the time.
Some people do, but other people, they stay on their job and then they get a drug habit, or they stay on their job and they got mental issues and they spend all their money on medication and therapy. So I mean, yeah, it's nothing perfect.
But that, again, we're going into semantics because anything can happen.
Yeah,
like he was saying about would I leave the job? Would I leave the $50,000 job for a $70,000 job? One of the semantics I could throw in there is how much do I enjoy my $50,000 job?
And I don't enjoy nan job enough to give up 20 grand to do the same job.
But what are you paying if you move tax brackets? If you move income, you're going to move tax brackets.
Anytime
more money's going to come out of your paycheck.
No offense. No offense. That is not true. I would never leave a good $50,000 job.
If I'm happy,
hot sick $70,000 job.
All that stress. No, thank you.
It
depends.
Cool.
It depends.
That's cool. But when you go into a new job, do you know any of that stuff going in?
Yeah, because they can make you the job offer. Like this much is coming out of your check and this much, and then you be like, oh, nope, don't want it.
Well, no, I'm talking about as far as knowing the ins and outs of the culture that you're walking into. You don't really know until you get there, because you'll get there and you'll click with this personality and not that personality. Or it'll be a toxic to Anna, but it won't be toxic to me because it's more conducive to how I move. So you don't know. What I'm saying, though, one thing I would caution, and this, once again, it's not that you're right or wrong. It's just we view things differently, of course. Anytime that you find yourself considering not making more because you'll pay more in taxes, pause. Because to me, dealing with numbers, that's a dangerous mind frame to be in, because that's how you end up not being able to break to the next level. Because with that more money, yeah, you move into a marginal tax bracket that's a little bit more, but it shouldn't be more than what you're actually gaining from the situation. And then now you also are in a position where you can do more things with that extra money that you couldn't do before. So yes, you pay a little bit more in taxes, but that's part of the math that you have to work out. You know, now if your break point is you're making 45 and this is your tax bracket and somehow you move to 50,
Yeah, that's not worth it. It's
and
like
it's crazy, you know, then it might be a little different. Now you're doing different math. Now you're like, okay, well that 50 is still going to be 45 based on how my taxes are going to shake out. But do I get more job responsibilities? Do I have more advancement opportunities? Do I have a better work environment? Do I have a better office? Am I now in charge versus having to be told what to do all day? So there's all that stuff that comes in, which, like we said, that's us, you know, getting into if this, then that type thing. But I'm just saying, on the $1 million spot, I would love to be able to employ people like y'all who will come to work happily with money in the bank. That, yes.
And my only pushback on that is there's some people who just really just don't want to bother with other people. They don't want to be the boss. They don't want to own a business. They just enjoy what they're doing.
And those people are the ones I would love to employ. I want a workhorse. I want somebody who finds what they're comfortable with and will maximize it and will push every day because they enjoy what they do. And all those are valuable people. That ain't me. That ain't me.
I'm really surprised that nobody went for the option of organizing within the original workspace and saying that as
that's what I would have did. Been
workers,
we can
we can strike, we can unionize, we can whatever, but you don't have to take the bullshit of a millionaire who doesn't know what it's like to work paycheck to paycheck.
Well, I did reference a work stoppage. So I said there's different things you can do, right? Now, if you want to organize a union, hopefully you can get it done fast enough that your kid ain't being kicked out of daycare and you got to lose your job anyway. Right. But you might do things like that. You might look at that's your option. There are work stoppages. There are work slowdown. There are so many tools in your toolbox to make someone pay attention. But at the end of the day, that daycare bill is sitting is knocking.
You better get grandmama and them and to watch them kids.
If you got it.
If you got a grandma in them.
Auntie them, next door neighbor them, somebody them.
Can't trust everybody with your kids, especially these people. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean a relative, not somebody you trust, not just no
relatives are the worst ones. Relatives are the main ones touching your children. You know, so it's like it's a scary thing.
We ain't got to go that bad. It's just some relatives that you just don't trust. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones that I'm married into a family where I don't have an issue with nobody. But I'm not so naive that I think that's everybody. I just really lucked out that I don't have an issue with my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my niece, my nephew. I love the daylights out of my mother-in-law, but believe me, when I was growing up, I heard some horror stories. It's just like, yikes.
Yeah, I definitely have a great support system. If something like that were to happen, I could literally take my kids, and it would break my heart to do it, but I could take my kids to my parents who live about an hour away, and then for the good of the overall family, my parents would end up taking the kids so that they could get them enrolled in school so that I can work on getting another job and then transition it right back the other direction. I have that luxury, if you want to call that a luxury, because it would be really, really dark and hard. But everybody, man, look, everybody in that situation is all the way I can put it, you know? And it's, so this boss, this CEO person, I'm not even going to say that they don't see it. I'm saying that they don't have to see it, so they don't acknowledge it. That'd probably be the way I'd put it.
I'm saying that
what I said was more or less slim to a slim margin of people who don't understand the other side. But I do believe in my heart and heart, the majority of them just don't care.
Right, they don't care.
It's not my issue. I got the money to take care of these issues, so
And you would think with COVID, there are some jobs you don't have software. Do you have to be in an office setting? Couldn't you just work from home? It's not
Tracy,
like you're working at a factory. It's not like you're working at a restaurant.
I love
Tracy,
that
we
question.
had.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marlon.
I'm just real quick. We had people, and think back. We had people who sent people home at the very last second.
Yep.
Like they like really truly
Because they were
your
paying
home.
leases on them expensive office buildings.
Yeah, like they sent people home simply because their building was full of COVID. Not because it was the right thing to do. It was because people were sent home. There was not enough people to work because everybody was on COVID. So let's decide to send the well people, wink wink, home before we lose any more. Yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah.
All right, so I have an unpopular opinion. Surprise, surprise. But when you start a business and you're growing out your business,
Nobody doing construction.
Yes, it's outside.
Oh, it's her.
It's firecrackers.
Oh,
okay,
What?
happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
It's
Happy Juneteenth Eve.
Yeah, that's all right. I have neighbors who are like that as well. Like it just be random and they just shoot off firecrackers, and they'll do it at like 7 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, you can't even see them. But back to what I was saying as far as like with the business standpoint, you know, it it is often so easy for us as employees to look at the ownership or senior management and be like, well, y'all should do it this way. Y'all should do it this way. But there's a reason why you sit where you sit and they sit where they sit. And it's not just because they have money, right? So you don't see all the wrinkles that go into it. Now, can more jobs, COVID proved that you could do better by your employees than what you do.
at
Okay.
home.
It was proven. It was proven. But that still is not your call as the employee.
Nope, it's
As
not.
the employee, you can ask for it, you can push for it, you can make them actually answer your questions as to why they won't. But at the end of the day, if the person who structured this business wants their staff in the building, that's the job. And if that's not what you want to do something else legit. I mean, and it's not easy, but it's the facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not like all my rules as my child, but you know what? You in my house, right? I'm taking care of stuff that you don't have to think about. I'm taking care of this stuff. You might not look at it like, all right, well, why can't we have 4-day work weeks, or why can't we have 4 days in office, 1 day at home, or whatever version of a flex schedule type of thing? And you're like, man, they don't care about us. They don't care about us, and they probably don't, but they
Yeah, they really don't. I'm gonna say
but
no, they don't.
but they could, and it's a different situation of how their insurance contract is written, so that they have to have certain terms as far as how their liability covers their employees. And if their insurance says that we can't differentiate from when they're at home and when they're at work, so if they get hurt at home, it's going to fall on your work insurance. Well, hell, you need to come to the office then, because I can control what happens in the office. I can't control you falling down your stairs at home. So there's so much that goes into it that the just going good and evil will never get us where we want to go. It's not fair, and it's not realistic to how you run a business. I mean, as I said, it's unpopular, but it's cool.
Yeah, but
And this is my only pushback on that thing is you didn't give a rat's ass when I fell down the stairs. Don't give a rat's ass about me because your insurance is going to be affected by it.
So then I shouldn't even offer the insurance to cover you for workers' comp. So then why don't you push for legislation so that I don't have to pay for your workers' comp?
And then I will leave, and I will go to another job that I feel is the right fit for me. And
I agree.
I got this from the owner of the business. I got this statement from the owner of the business. I will never forget it because it honestly shaped me. I know it was a threat. It didn't work. But he said, every job is not made for everybody. And I took that to heart for the longest time because it's like you grew up in a society of just get a job. Suck it up. Move on. Everything ain't going to be your way and everything else. And it was like, you know, you're right. Not every job is made for everybody. That person that's been working at McDonald's for years upon years, that may be their calling. That person that worked at McDonald's for 20 minutes, that may not be their calling. There's nothing wrong on either way. But anyway.
Yeah, just don't go down the Kim Kardashian road and say, people just don't want to work anymore.
People say dumb things all the time. And, you know, Kim
I'm
K,
just saying.
people, I mean, I'm real talk, man. I ain't know all that big on Kim K because, you know, she just, that's just not my lane. But so a rich person says something insensitive that working people didn't like. Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
I
did call the female CEO Elon Musk.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Wow.
I felt the same way. It was like, why are y'all so upset? Because she don't know how it feels to work a real job. Exactly. So my original question is, why
are you so mad?
Here's the thing, though.
I just said don't go down that road. That's all I was saying.
No, I agree with you, Tracy, because it was tacky and it was toned down. But Marlon, what you were just saying, she didn't work a real job. But how many people work the hours that she works? You know what I'm saying? We look at her and we say she's not working a real job. This woman has to make payroll. This woman is the face of a business. This woman, everywhere she goes, is a camera up her butt, in her face, around the corner. She is always at work. And if she doesn't do what she does, that empire falls. And when that empire falls, people don't get paid. So it's like it's easy from where we sit to look across at the other person and be like, you don't deserve what you have.
No, I didn't say she didn't deserve it. I just said don't go down the lane. That's all I said.
No,
don't
Tracy, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. But we're talking about wealth and the CEOs and all these things. And I'm just saying that on the broader discussion that we were having, that it's not cut and dry.
And with that, you know how far over that we are, that I actually let Theas have the last word. So you know we're far over the first hour, because normally I'll push back on Theas, but we're too far over the first hour. So our first almost hour and a half, we are...
Are we going to blame me for this?
No, not at all. Not at all, because it was a good discussion. But we're going to take our break to reboot and refresh. And we will see everybody in 3 minutes. Please do not forget to hit that like button. If you are coming back for the second hour, or hour and a half, or however long it is, thank you. Appreciate y'all watching the first half. If you are coming back, we will see you in 3 minutes. So see you then.
Wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I always stay dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into
are back in different locations, but we are back. Please do not forget to hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it. Please do not forget to please do not forget to leave a comment if you're seeing a recording of this. I'm saying this because everything that I'm asking you for really does help out this channel. The more activity that's done to the video, the more that the algorithm on YouTube is willing to push the video out to like-minded people to watch shows like this. Please do not forget to go to Tracy Media LLC's Patreon page. Loads of information on there to help her out. Please do not forget to go to Patreon Complex Mind Thea's page. Again, a lot of information on there to help him out with his cause. Please do not forget to go to Radical Truth to Power's Patreon page. Again, just to help me out. And please do not forget to go to Anna's website. Loads of information on there for her cause. It would truly help everybody out. I appreciate everybody that came back. Apparently, a lot of people came back because the number didn't drop. So I appreciate everybody who came back. Thank you very much. Didn't expect it, but I appreciate it. So without further ado, Foxy's videos of the week. So I'm going to get the political stuff out of the way first, just to get it out of the way. But I had to show these videos because it was something that's just like, and I know what the pushback is on it. I understand the pushback on it. I get the pushback on it because I don't want to hear the pushback on it. I just want to show it because it's still funny to me.
Over 100,000 proven discrepancies in the election in Maricopa County itself.
What are you talking about? Who found this?
In the forensic audit.
Who?
Did you watch it?
Who did it? Who held the audit? Who did it?
You didn't watch the forensic audit.
Tell me about
by
it.
Arizona, Maricopa County. You didn't watch that.
Who in Arizona did the audit?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
You're telling me that an audit was done in Arizona. Who did the audit?
Wow.
Who did the audit?
Yes.
Yeah, who did the audit?
Who did the fucking audit?
I'm confused of what you're asking.
Who
all right,
conducted the audit?
All right.
Oh yes, I know I showed that before.
Okay, I was gonna say this is repeat day. Okay.
It just bears to mention it that I'm so sick and tired of when they get pushback. They just can't answer the most simplest question.
It's Hugo Chavez's fault.
I'm not fighting with you. I'm not trying to push back. I'm not even trying to change your mind. I just want you to answer the most simplest question. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
They have no answer. They literally don't have an answer. It's whatever Trump says, they'll do. Okay, Trump said it. Our dear leader said it. So it's got to be true. Welcome to America, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, we're going to move on. Tracy, for the longest time, have been asking me to show one of her videos. For the first time on this show ever, I'm going to show one of Tracy's videos.
Little daycare girl.
We're not going to get into it. I'm not even going to tell you yet what it is. Tracy sent me a video, or she posted it. So I'm going to show one of Tracy's videos. I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you this up front. This is all of Tracy's fault. Not mine.
But it's his show, but it's my fault. Okay.
Nope.
Not mine at all. Tracy has been on this show many other times. She's practically family.
Either I'm family or I'm not family.
Practically. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down to practically.
She's my little sister. And as
Thank
the
you.
big brother, this is still her fault. Y'all enjoy, but keep in mind, this is Tracy's fault.
You rockin' to a Headshots production.
It's something about the girl that just makes my head wanna twirl. Oh, you got me want to tell all them other girls there's nothing else better on this world. The moment I seen her, I was in shock. So shocked to the things that I've just been shot. Shot her right down in the spot. But two breaths and happened to lie. Oh, girl, you got me visualizing me on top of your block. Party, you was sweating a lot. Time I cut before we would have to stop.
It is, you know, not as bad as I remember it being.
Oh wow.
Good.
I'm so glad you showed that.
Not bad. Not bad. Kind of catchy
Oh.
if you know.
Boy.
Kind of let
If
it.
all
Let it.
pitchness is your thing,
It was a little pitchy.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw. I'm gonna tell you what I told Kim. The only word I got out of that whole song was "girl." I don't know what the hell the rest of the song was about. I ain't
He
hear
was
one
saying.
word that this dude ever said was
Girl, you make me want to.
Girl.
That's a different song. That's that lady. So.
Oh no.
I think I got curl one time. Never figured out what that part was the song.
what was he? Oh, thank you for showing this.
It was a love song.
I wasn't feeling too well today because I didn't know what had me thrown off. His teeth, his dancing, or his singing. I don't know which one of the three was worse. Oh, and the fact that he could get a girl that looks like that.
Girl.
It was like he was having an attack. I'm like, are you okay?
I actually thought his dancing wasn't that bad.
I mean, the song was. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
You gotta sit here and tell me that wasn't terrible.
No, dude, that was terrible.
That was awful.
You could.
That literally.
Nah, a nice.
Terrible.
A nice spring day.
Oh, now.
There's no day that you're gonna sit there and play Ice J Fish. No.
A nice spring day. Put your windows down.
Play
rolling
that.
through the park. You know what I'm saying?
And have
checking
bricks
out,
thrown at
checking
you.
out the young
and
ladies.
have people laughing at you.
And
yeah, man. It's what I want to do, and you make me want to know. It's man,
terrible.
He's pulling all the girls. Pulling all the girls.
He's singing and he's going through puberty. That's it.
Thank you, Anna, because at first I thought, okay, this is him being a joke. No, there's other videos of him singing.
When you see the production, and I had to explain this to Foxy was because all she heard it, and by the way, she made the same face that everybody else made. I said, but you would think this is like a camcorder you know.
He used good equipment.
No, that was a high production done
Sure did.
video.
Whoever filmed it did a great job.
JJ Icefish has been doing this for years. He's a
JJ
real
Ice
artist.
Fish has been terrible for years.
Who
I
buys
don't know why
his
people
stuff?
think because you add the word years to a terrible product, it makes it less worse. It was terrible. You have been terrible for years, girl. You have been awful for years, girl. You've been awful singing, girl. You can't dance, girl. You can't. You I don't know what
He
you were
can't
doing,
sing, he can't
girl.
dance, and his acting is subpar. What?
But he has an audience.
Who?
He done blown up.
People who can't sing and dance just like him.
No, Marlon, no, because I know I can't sing. I know I can't sing. There's
Somewhere along the lines, this dude is giving false security to a lot of people. Who
because I heard him, I was like, you know what? I'm with Mickey. I don't sound that bad. I'm gonna stop putting my singing abilities down. From now on, I'm just not gonna speak ill of my singing voice, and I have Ice JJ Fish to thank for it.
You've been awful for years.
Oh God!
Check this out. JJ Fish. I'm sorry, Ice JJ Fish. Daniel James McCloy, born 1994, is an American internet personality, singer, rapper, and dancer known for his vocals and has reached over 83
You sure have been known for your vocals.
Views. 83 million
How many?
views. 83 million views. This
Because
man
you
is
know
a
when we
phenom.
did this,
This
we
man,
laughed.
he needs to go on the MTV Music Awards.
Dude, they came to watch that video for the girls. Period. They came to watch the girls.
And they really wasn't, you know what I'm calling.
No. And I'll be honest with you, none of them stood out.
I mean, they was just normal looking girls.
But yeah, girl. Like I said, that's the only one.
Oh, he wasn't terrible. He was terrible.
He got a whole website and everything.
I don't care.
Theus. This dude could have made millions. He could be a millionaire off of what he is doing.
Making people laugh.
Terrible. It is terrible. There are people who has paid this dude to do terrible crap. And that's what this is. Terrible crap.
He up there by Tracy. He in Illinois.
Because if he go to New York, he gonna get his ass beat. Because it's terrible.
His debut song was in 2014. This man's been doing it for a decade.
Doing what for a decade? Being horrible.
Making music.
No, he's not making music.
He's not making music.
He's making sounds with his mouth. That's it.
He's a singer, rapper, and
he's
dancer.
Listen to me. He's not a singer. He's not a rapper. He's not an actor. He's barely a social media influencer, and that's because we watch him when we need a good laugh.
It says his net worth is $600,000.
I never listen to people's net worth.
$600,000.
I mean, that's more than me, but I need a terrible act. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a terrible act, and then I'm just gonna see how much money I can make.
He has an album called The Gospel, released in 2019. He's got an album, a studio album released in 2020. What's the title, you ask? It's Jesus is the Way. This man is a gospel artist who is on his way up.
He's
gonna make it happen.
Nope.
Make it happen.
I can't wait for that song.
Here's this song. I haven't heard it, but I can tell you how it goes. It goes something like this. Jesus, you make me wanna go to church. And you make me wanna go into communion.
Stop. Okay, I'm going to start crying because I can't.
Jesus.
Why he got to have gospel? Why? Gospel music didn't do nothing to him.
It helped him. This man has turned his life
It
to
saved
singing,
him.
making a joyful noise.
Oh,
A
ain't nothing
joyful
about
noise.
joyful is not the word
Wait.
I would use to describe what.
Take the word joyful out of it, and you got the rest of it. Noise. It was a whole bunch of noise. We gonna move on because things will support trash like this for.
Saying. Just saying. Just saying.
I've been feeling like this for the longest time. I never understood it. I grew up on it. Diaz, you probably grew up on it too. I never understood it, but I wasn't bold enough to say anything against it. But I never understood it. I'm glad somebody put this video out. It put all perspective into everything that I've been thinking for the longest time.
Dear God, what? I know it's Memorial Day weekend, so I was just wondering if you could tell my cousin Javon I said what's up.
Who?
Javon.
Javon who?
Come on, man. I know you was at the funeral. I know you seen the funeral.
I was there. And the fact that you got up and told everybody he was watching down, he's your guardian angel, was baffling to me.
Wow. So what you saying?
Do he go by any other name?
Jay?
Nah, that ain't it. What else he go by?
Vaughn?
Vaughn, that's cute. That ain't the one I'm looking for. Keep going though.
Shooter?
Yeah, we getting close now. Getting warmer to where he at, but that ain't it. Keep going.
Grand Reaper send you to God 87?
Send you to God 87. That's it. You really thought somebody, a Grim Reaper shooter, was going to heaven?
So am I gonna make it to heaven?
I probably doubt it. Wouldn't bet on it.
Well, if I ain't gonna make it to heaven, I might as well stop living right then.
Might as
I might as
well.
well start doing whatever I want to do then.
Might as well. You might as well live it up, my boy, because as a matter of fact, you living in your last days.
Well, if it my last days, what the fuck?
That little familiar Theus?
What you mean? I'm sorry.
These thug, shooter, killer, blow your head off and everything before we go into war with this other gang. Let me pray to my God.
Yeah, people always do that one. But we do that with our troops, and we do that with. We pray for everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it do. I call them sky wishes, but nah, it's like it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. I just whatever helps get you through. Whatever helps get you through. Whatever helps get you through. And so that's. But yeah, you got your boy called Grim Reaper. Send him to God. I don't think he making that call, bro. I just don't think he gonna be sitting on the right hand. His bus got rerouted. He's got new seating arrangements. But
I'm just saying, dude, wherever you went, don't bring a jacket. That's all I'm saying. You're not gonna need a jacket. You're not gonna need a sweater. May want to think about wearing shorts. May want to think about putting some sunscreen
but
on.
then at the same time, nobody knows. Because at the last moment, you could turn it all over, and allegedly you get to go to heaven. So you might get there, and all the evil people that we've been told were evil in history just chilling, waiting on you. Like, hey, yeah, man, I turned myself around, man. Come on in. We singing over here. So you don't know. It's better to focus on the fact that God did give you the opportunity in this current life to be a good ambassador for him here, and do that, and then because when you die, you don't know where you're going no way. Plus the whole, we all like filthy rags and everything we do, so you it's a toss up, buddy. You might not make it. Be a good person here.
There's a song out that there's a gospel song out that says
by JJ Ice Fish or Fish Ice JJ or Fish JJ.
Stop! I knew he was gonna go back to that. I knew it. I was like, as soon as you said gospel,
I'm ignoring him. There's a gospel song called "Well Done." I love that song because the whole premise of it is that's what you want to hear when you go to heaven.
Yeah, my good and faithful servant. You
Well,
were faithful over a few things. Come on up and I'll make you was it master of many? Is it master? Is that the right term? Right?
Or ruler, either one.
Ruler, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know why you want to go to heaven and become a ruler. You know what I'm saying? You telling me I'm gonna go to heaven and there's still a hierarchy? You know what I'm saying? Like for real?
Yeah,
no. I wanted to be all of us.
I'm chilling.
God, right? All of us. I don't want a landlord. I don't want no staff.
I'm chilling.
I just want to love my guy.
Which one of these clouds is mine? I'm chilling.
You still think you get in the cloud? My guy said I get a mansion. So I'm gonna go up there and we having a party every Tuesday night.
It is not my fault that you are close
in a good way.
That you are closed-minded to want a mansion. I'm thinking outside
closed-minded.
The box.
I was told I'd get a mansion.
I want my cloud. I grew up on a cloud, thinking I was going to be a cloud. I want to be on a cloud.
You were never offered a cloud, sir. You were offered a mansion.
In those little storybooks, they were on clouds.
So
the
storybook is somebody's imagination.
Somebody's
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault.
So you think they're gonna be little chubby midget?
Wait a minute, but Marlon, you do realize that Charlie Brown is a cartoon, right?
I want my cloud.
He going up there waiting for the cherubs, right? The little chubby midgets with the bow and arrow. He waiting for them to be floating around and stuff.
I want my cloud. My halo.
Storks don't deliver babies, right?
I want my cloud.
You do know that the fat around the pork chop, that's the best part of the pork chop, right?
It's not the best part, but it makes the pork chop right. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me no pork chop with no fat. Now we like, wait a minute.
The fat around a pork chop is the best part of the pork chop.
No, the meat is the best part.
Not if it ain't dead right. Mm-mm. If I don't have that fat to chew
if it's
through,
like shoe leather, you don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yep. You give me that fat and deep fried.
The concept of hell that we all function off of is actually not in the Bible, but hey, that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Dante's Inferno.
We literally went from heaven, hell, pork chop.
Oh yeah, and you're not supposed to eat pork chops.
Totally. Only this show will get you to agree with exactly what's going on this show.
But what you need,
we won't pull a Republican in a heartbeat. Ain't got to make sense. It just has to be said. And only on this show we go from heaven, hell, clouds, mansion, pork chop.
You just need a good song in your heart. See, y'all gotta put that on repeat, boy. Put that on repeat.
Nobody gonna put that on repeat.
I tell you right now, if that came on as I'm walking through the pearly gates, I'm good.
You're not in the pearly gates.
I'm glad you can really make hell. I'm good. Let's
you know what you need to do. Do what you need to do. When the babies come up to do their little mime routine, then you need to put this on so that they can act out. And it would be so amazing.
All like the last video of the night.
Mm-mm.
Now, I'm finna pick on my audience because I'm an a-hole and that's what I do. 2 weeks ago, me being not sincere, me being polite, me being intuitive, me just making sure that I don't do anything that's going to offend people, I send out word that parental guidance suggested. We have said so many controversial in quotes, because some of it was controversial, some of it was the truth. But we've said so many things on this show. I have never got more pushback on parental guidance suggestion than anything we have ever said on this show. And the final straw was the email that I got with, I really enjoy, and I'm paraphrasing, I didn't, not the complete story, but we enjoy everything you do on the show, blah, blah, blah. It's a great show. Keep up the good work, everything else. But the last sentence was, but you do understand that we are grown adults and we do not need to be warned about anything that you put on your show. I was like, okay. I never got pushed back on Biden, Trump, Republicans, Democrats, progressive, class, race. No. At least 8 emails, text, messenger about please stop saying parental guidance suggestion.
But you never know when a child is watching. Some people let their children just roam free with YouTube.
I'm going to listen to my audience, Tracy. If you put
Is it your audience or is it 1 or 2 people? So that's a difference.
No, it was 8 emails on it. 8.
Yeah, but it's from the same person.
No, it wasn't. It was 8 different people.
We don't have 8 different people.
I got 6 different Gmail accounts.
No, I've got the 8.
Okay, so Tracy's 5 of them, and I guess I sent the other 3.
It wasn't neither one of y'all.
I mean, I know it wasn't me that sent you that, but I'm just saying people do have more than one email.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth about it. I don't even know who the hell these people were. So if people
then why we
replays or reviews or something like that,
are they a subscriber? Do they support you on Patreon? I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of questions.
I don't know. All I'm saying,
opinions are like booty holes.
Everybody got one,
girl. But we're gonna go to the next video. So, if your child in the room when I play this video, oh well, should have kept your damn mouth shut. I was giving you a warning. I ain't giving you shit now. Whatever happens, happen. You explain it to your damn chap. I don't even care no damn more.
How does one use an 18-inch long Johnson? It's fairly simple. All you need to do is insert the tip of the shaft into this opening and press firmly. You'll note that while the shaft is fairly flexible, it's also quite hard. And that hardness is both intrinsic to the function and it greatly aids the insertion. Now, one thing I immediately noticed with my new Johnson is that no matter how hard I pushed, I wasn't able to stuff more than about 6 to 8 inches into the opening. If you try to shove it in any farther, you're likely going to do damage. You can, however, insert the Johnson in either the front or the rear opening. To get it in the rear, you flip it over, then insert the tip of the shaft, that's usually the hard part, then give it a solid shove to fully seat it. Once again, inserting the Johnson more than about 6 to 8 inches into the rear hole risks damage.
So that's how you use your new lock.
I don't see why they need to have any kind of a parental advisory.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a lock. I mean,
it's a lot.
Yep, it's a lot.
I hope your children are damaged.
Yeah, I mean, 6 to 8 inches. Work with what you got.
As long as it gets in there. Nice seal. Make sure it fits properly. And it is very important not to put too much in there because you will damage it.
Yeah, that's true.
Just make sure it's not rusty or crusty.
I will advise you, the most important thing is make sure that it has enough lubrication because you want to make sure the worst thing that can happen is it rusting on the inside. That is not a good thing. Your 6 to 8 inches have now gone down to 4 inches.
I don't know. I'm just saying, be careful with what you got. Don't want to don't cause you problems for the lock that understand that one does not own the lock. They get their turn with the lock, and you have to respect it so that, like if you're using somebody else's lock, then yeah, you might be a little bit more disrespectful with it. But if it's your lock, you got to take care of your things, and that means you got to make sure that you're following the proper protocols to keep it in proper working order. And I just think that's important to know. And I'm still gonna go back with the rusty and crusty. That's just not good for you. You need to make sure you got to keep your lock clean. And if it has a smell, then you probably really need to, take it to a locksmith and have it checked out.
The one thing that I can't stand, I really can't stand this, is when people pass locks from person to person to person to person to person to person to person. When you keep passing the same lock around to several people, and then you wonder why it doesn't work anymore. That's why people are not.
Well, if a lock gets passed around that much, that lock works very well, and you need to respect that lock is a professional grade lock, and that doesn't deserve your judgment or criticism.
I'm not
need to appreciate that it's not like some little cheap lock that breaks the first time you use it. That lock is tested and is ready to go and serve all the needs that you need the lock to serve. And that's all I got to say about that.
You rockin' to a Headshots production.
It's something about you, girl, that just makes my head wanna twirl.
There's something about you, girl, that makes my head wanna twirl. That's good stuff. Now that song is from 2014. That's his debut hit single.
Hit.
Tracy, don't you ever send me another video like this ever again.
You did not have to put it on your show. I didn't make you put it on your show. You made that decision.
Yes, you did make me put it on the show.
And he circled back to it,
saying,
Tracy.
why do I never show any of your videos? Well,
No,
here it is.
I suggested, since you always shoot me down the little daycare girl with her precious self, this was an alternative.
I listened to your alternative. That's
I
what
don't know
did.
about that word precious. That child.
But the devil.
I ain't gonna say that.
Who? That
So
little
let's just
devil
say-
spawn. That was a devil spawn. I tell it to her face. Tell it to your mama's face because apparently you didn't know how to raise her. You little devil spawn.
Okay, so that I don't agree With that assessment,
Yeah, calling children the devil spawns. Dang.
If you act like a devil spawn, you're a devil spawn.
now I do acknowledge there are some demon spawn children out there, but I'm just saying that child, I wouldn't put her there. That's just a child that
Devil spawn. Listen, Linda boy was a devil spawn. All of y'all are little devil spawns.
So gospel music. So Ice JJ Fish has a gospel album. He has 2 of them. So y'all, you know what I'm saying?
No,
don't
do that.
I don't get no kickbacks for it. I'm just saying.
No, don't do that.
Hell no. Wait,
Nobody gonna sit there and download that mess.
You out your mind? You know what? I can bring her back.
You know, God don't like ugly.
I don't like that singing either, but hell, he let it go.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about making, a joyful noise, praising with the timbre and the harp and all of that.
And
that particular song, it was noise.
It was noise.
That we will agree on. He was definitely making noise in that, whatever that was he was doing.
You ever listen to white folk gospel?
Some of it's really good.
No, it's not.
It's good.
No, no.
Sandy Patty, hello.
No.
Yes, it is.
So
Michael
see, there
W.
you go.
Smith.
Different styles for different folk.
I prefer black gospel music, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, because
Tracy, you ain't gotta do that. There is not a white gospel singer right now that's worse than that dude. Not one.
I don't know.
Find me one. There's your little challenge, Steve.
I'll ask you. I ain't going to.
He's not going to because you can't.
Why?
You can't.
Oh, I'm sure I could.
No, you can't. You
The
can't.
problem is, y'all like that type of music, so you wouldn't agree with me anyway. So it doesn't even matter.
See how that's the dumbest argument you've ever made. That's bad to you. Come on. If you can't do it, it's okay to say, you know what? I can't find anybody worse.
You know, Hellbirds kill more people than guns. I'm not gonna prove it to you.
I know what you're saying.
But
Thank you, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! By the way, I am actually going to show that video tomorrow.
Yeah, knives kill more people than guns.
I'm gonna show that video tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to get into it. I'm going to mute Theus because I know he's going to go into his rant. Tomorrow we are going to go into watching the January 6th committee on the insurrection. We're going to break it down bit by bit, the highlights, the lowlights. I'm not going to particularly show the video, the newest video of the insurrection itself. So I took him off mute, and then he's going to turn his head, so whatever. I'm not going to show the video of the new filming of the insurrection video called...
Is he going to do a puppet show?
No, he's just going to show his bald head from the back.
Oh, okay.
He's a model. I don't know what he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Luscious.
Whoa!
What? He was spinning around. I don't know what he was finna do. The only thing he didn't stop doing was the little perfume bottle. I don't know what he was finna do.
Forever by Calvin Klein.
Forever by Theus. For those who've been looking for the worst of the worst, white supremacy by Theus.
I wouldn't even market no white supremacy, nothing. It would be straight up chocolate thunder, black lightning, putting it on them. You know what I'm saying? Spray it on you, douse it, put it all up in you. Do your thing, because when you step out there with that power, folks. This that black onyx.
Girl.
Girl, you make me want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Tracy, please tell everybody where they can find you.
TracyMediaLLC.com. The website just went under a major reboot. I hope everybody likes it.
Yes.
Hey, come check me out at ComplexSimpleMan.com. If you want to check out some of my content that is not on the regular page, because I actually do put some things out periodically behind the paywall, check that out too. It all goes to a worthy cause. And thank you for everybody who's been supporting me so far.
Anna?
I just have a little website, BorelliaEtc.com.
Great website. News reviews today. Y'all go check it out. Mafia, that is our show for tonight. I truly appreciate everybody that's been watching this show today. The numbers of people watching has grown. No, it ain't been into the hundreds of thousands and all that other stuff, but I have seen a uptick in viewership, both live and watching the review. I also know that I told everybody that I had a special announcement. That special announcement will come tomorrow because that special announcement affects tomorrow's show, not this show, which is why I didn't tell anybody. So that special announcement will come for tomorrow's show. So please stay tuned for tomorrow's show, Radical Truth to Power, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not 9, but 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pretty good show. I really enjoy it. Anna is mad at me. I don't care. And until next time, we'll see.
I care, Anna. I support you.
Thank you.
We'll see you when we see you. Peace.